here I saw.
And Mark McDonald has come up from just south of here to make a presentation on behalf of John Edwards. Mark.
Hi, everybody. I'm from Whidbey Island. My name is Mark McDonald, 10th LD Secretary, and I'm on the steering committee for John Edwards, and I forgot to turn off my phone.
This is a really haughty moment.
That's my wife. I'm not here to convince you to vote for John Edwards, because that's not my job. That's the campaign's job. But I can tell you why I am planning on working very hard and voting for John Edwards. And the reasons are the things that he has actually, without just saying, you know, I have a plan, he's written down his plan for universal health care. And it's a good one. And what it does is it leaves an option for you to go the way you've been going, or it'll protect the poor and the people who can't afford to pay for their health care. And it will also allow you to choose between the two. And like Social Security, I have a feeling everybody will be going towards the national health care rather than paying for their own. But in the meantime, everybody in the United States will be insured. John Edwards and Mr. Kucinich are the only two candidates that have declared the time that they intend to get our troops out of Iraq, the illegal occupation of Iraq, and they're not hedging their bets and trying to act tough, because the people in this country want us out of Iraq, and he knows that, and he's going to do it. The other thing is that I hate saying big corporations, because it's like a, oh, somebody else did it. But the people who are running this country now have tied, like the Bush administration especially, have tied our government to the people who control big money and and the people who control the major manufacturers, the drug companies, all those sorts of things, the oil companies especially. And those people have a lot of power because of our lousy campaign finance rules, and they're not going to give it up. And the people who want to stay in the Senate and the Congress and everywhere else for that matter are loath to give it up, because they're afraid that if they give it up, everybody else won't, and they'll be out. And I can't stand that. It's just so un-American. It's pathetic. And I think that for me, I think John Edwards is going to be able to fight harder, and he's the only one who says fight, not negotiate or deal with or whatever. He says, I'm going to fight these people. They're not going to give up their power just for the asking. You have to take it away from them. And them are fighting words, and that's how I feel. I want to fight, you know, because we've just gotten down the tubes so far. He also understands that the middle class has been destroyed, and he is going to use that as a basis for most of his decisions to bring back the middle class that FDR built, our Democratic FDR, into something that was the most powerful and biggest and most comfortable middle class in the world. The other thing I wanted to say was, those are my main reasons for liking John Edwards. He's going to fight for us. I'm middle class. I bet most of the people in this room are middle class. He's going to help us with the health care, and he's got plans for all these that have been written down, and they're just not vague ideas. The other thing I wanted to say was that we need some volunteers up here in Whatcom County, by the way. But I want to go to the convention in Denver. And I want other people to go to the convention in Denver. Now, I've never been to a convention, but I know a lot of people who have, and I've checked the things. Everybody thinks that only the top party people go. But it's not the top party people. It's 50% the top party people, and 50% new people. And the reason I want to do that is because that's a gathering of the clan. And by the time that comes, Edwards may be out of it. He may be winning. But the Democrats get together there. And I want to see if anybody here wants to go there. And if they do, then they can influence their friends and their neighbors to vote for Edwards and elect them as a delegate in the caucuses. Now, why do I want to go? If Edwards is losing, I want to go to influence whatever decisions are made there. If Edwards is winning, then, I get to rah-rah better than I otherwise would. We have 4 of the best candidates we've ever had in this party, I think, running. There's not one of them that isn't brilliant. There's not one of them that isn't dedicated. I think we're so lucky, but I'd like to go for it. One more thing, I'll have handouts, I guess up on this cookie table or whatever. There's one website that everybody should know about. It's WashingtonForEdwards.com. And the reason it is a good website is because it talks about the caucuses, it talks about all those things. And if you're for Hillary, if you're for Kucinich, whoever you are, it has access to information, precinct maps, it has links to all the other things, and it's on the bottom of this Caucus for John Edwards thing. So if you pick one of them up, no matter who you're voting for, it'll help you to go to that site.